In a 26-minute flight, ISRO hopes to orbit 20 satellites. In a first, the Indian Space Agency is all set to launch as many as 20 satellites in one go. The record-breaking launch will place in orbit satellites of several countries, including a high-tech Google Earth imaging satellite.
I think after this launch, India would be able to have a much better satellite-oriented facility for a wide range of applications, particularly the urban and rural applications, for urban development, for road constructions, for land use, for coastal land use, etc., etc. And therefore, I think that would also be a very glorious culmination or a glorious milestone in the last 2 years of journey under the Modi government.
So why is India's ISRO increasingly the preferred space partner for so many countries? NDTV's Pallav Bagla explains.
On June 22nd, ISRO will launch 20 satellites in space, the most ever in a single launch by India. This includes a Google Earth imaging satellite.
2, 1, 0, +1.
Launching 20 satellites in one mission is not easy. In 2013, an American Minotaur rocket placed 29 satellites in one launch, and a Russian rocket placed 33 satellites in orbit in 2014. Before this, ISRO has launched a maximum of 10 satellites with a single rocket in 2008.
Each of these small objects which you are putting into space will carry out their own activity which is independent of the other. Each one of them will live wonderful lives for a finite period for which they have been designed.
The 320-ton PSLV will hoist 17 small foreign satellites from Canada, Indonesia, Germany, including 13 from America and 2 small student satellites from India. Due to commercial reasons, launch costs are never officially declared, but it is believed that it is 10 times cheaper to launch from India than, say, launching rockets owned by Western countries. Even private launch companies like SpaceX or Blue Origin charge upwards of $25,000 per kilogram to be sent to space. India's workhorse rocket, the PSLV, offers a cheap, reliable and bankable alternative to the heavier lift American, French and Russian rockets, making ISRO a desired partner. The main passenger is a 727 kilogram Indian Earth observation satellite called Cartosat. In New Delhi, Pallav Bagla for NDTV.
In a 26-minute flight, ISRO has sent 20 satellites into the orbit. It's its 36th launch of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, or PSLV. Take us through all that's been happening, Pallav.
Well, ISRO has just declared that all the 20 satellites have been deployed successfully in space, which means the 36th launch of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle is declared fully successful. So now this becomes the 35th consecutively successful launch of India's smaller rocket, the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. This was a milestone launch because India was launching 20 satellites in one go. Launching 20 satellites is not easy because if you are in space at that velocity, it is akin to dropping babies from a school bus one by one on a bus stop at high velocity. And one has to make sure that the mothership and the babies don't collide with each other. The ISRO chairman in an interview to me called it a trick of the trade which they have employed to drop these babies one by one in space. And ISRO has done that magnificently. With this, ISRO now also takes on head-on the private billionaires who have been launching cheaper satellites. India launches satellites at almost half the cost of foreign companies, which is why ISRO is becoming a preferred destination for launching satellites from India. So 20 satellites in orbit, one rocket in 26 minutes. History has been achieved by India, and it was a glorious mission of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle from Sriharikota.